got to the venue first and then put his shoes on, which shows dedication. He cares about you. Thank you for this is a little insane, isn't it, that I just get to come up here and say whatever I want? Like, through most of recorded history, the only time you could do that was like if you were the king or about to be killed. And then you got last words. You didn't get a last 10 minutes, you know? It's crazy. I go on Yahoo News a lot because I've given up on all other news. So I'm like, well, it might as well be interesting, you know? And I saw an article the other day and it said, the shocking truth about giraffes. And I was like, oh shit. I knew those sneaky creatures were up to something. So I clicked, and it was like, there are actually 6 different types of giraffes. How is that shocking? Like, shocking would have been like the giraffes were behind the World Trade Center attacks. Because they're jealous of anything taller than them, you know? That's a shocking truth. You would have been like, oh my God. But I saw another animal-related headline, and I guess what happened was 2 women went to a beach in Australia at night, and one went swimming, always a good idea in Australia, and got eaten by a saltwater crocodile. Yeah. And the headline was, woman fails to save friend from crocodile. Am I expected to save my friends from a 20-foot-long saltwater crocodile? I had no clue. Like, that's a very harsh headline, you know? Something very embarrassing happened to me the other day. I came out to my car, the door was ajar, the glove compartment was like, all the compartments were open. I've been broken into. And then I realized nothing had been taken. Right? Yeah, she knows. Like, it was all free, and they're like, nah, no thanks. They went to the trouble of breaking in, opening, looking through things, and being like, an iPhone 4 charger, really? I mean, that looks worse for me, you know? I have an old car. I have the kind of car you have to assign people jobs when they ride with you. You know, I need you to hold that door shut, because sometimes it just flies open. Can you use your knee to hold the glove compartment in, you know? You have to give like a plain safety talk. You know, hey, careful, the door comes off, you know? It's great. I don't know if anyone here has ever been so broke that suicide becomes more of a financial decision than an emotional one. And you're just like, I am out of the resources needed to survive, you know? It's great. I don't know if you ever, how many people here have had their card declined? Wow, oh, just a few people? Yeah. You're ashamed the first time it happens. By the 5th, you're a pro, you know? First I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. It must just be an issue with my bank. The 4th time at the Smart and Final, you're like, well, let's take off that bread and just run the peanut butter. Let's see if that works, you know? I'm not gonna check my bank account. That's terrifying. I lost my login. I don't know my account number. It's like a fun game. It's like playing the slots. Like, slide your card, see if you win. What do you know? I got a 99-cent watermelon at the 99-cent store, you know? And the worst is like when you get your card declined, and then they try and offer you like solutions. They'll be like, would you like to call your bank? What will they do? Will they just be like, oh, no problem, we'll add more funds. We understand. You're going through a rough time. Chase is here for you. They'll be like, why are you calling? You have no money. Why do you have an account at this point? Just use cash. You are not a contributing member of society. One time I went to the bank and asked the guy, like, how are you doing today? I didn't want to know. I just asked to be nice. And he was like, oh, awful, I have a headache. And I was like, okay, you ruined my credit score. I don't need you to ruin my day, too, okay? One time I did that joke at a show and there was a banker in the audience and she was like, did we ruin your credit score or did you do that? And I was like, that is accurate. I just didn't pay my Time Warner cable bill one time, you know? Because I realized they take 30 days to shut it off. I was like, great, I'm leaving anyway. I just won't pay the last month. And that's how I learned about credit. And debt collectors. What a wonderful, wild world it is, you know? When you're broke, though, you get really good at moving money around. Like, you get to be like you're like a Goldman Sachs exec. Like I was at a food court and I wanted to buy a lunch, and so I had to transfer $2.53 from my checking account to my savings account so I could transfer $5.10 from my savings account to my checking, because you can't transfer amounts of less than $5 from your savings to your checking. So I could buy a 6-inch tuna on wheat, you know? I'm like, I should work on Wall Street. This is great, you know? I don't know, like I'm at the point now, like with healthcare, where I'm gonna go down to Mexico, like not to help out, but just to get access to Doctors Without Borders, you know? Just stand in line, see if they notice, you know? Do you remember when Trump was like, they're not sending their best? And I was like, we aren't either. White men named Chad are not the best this country has to offer. He's like, these criminals. I was like, if I was a criminal, I'd stay in Mexico. That's where the opportunities are, you know? Why would I come up here? It's weird. Fun times. I do have a job. I work at an office job, and they'll do fun things, like they don't give you health insurance, but they're like, hey, one Friday out of the month, we give free bagels. And like, how does that make up for me not being able to go to the doctor? Or they'll be like, hey, we won't give you a raise, but on Fridays, you can wear jeans. Those are no more comfortable than any other type of pants, folks. A lot of times you'll hear people in like trying to be in the entertainment industry, and they're like, I work this crappy job as a waiter while I'm trying to make it. I used to work as a host at a Chili's, which meant I was apprenticing to one day get that crappy food service job, you know? I wasn't there yet, but I was working. My job was to tell people where to sit, and they would just say no. You can have a seat. Nope, sure, over in the corner too. Why am I here, you know? Some people are like, a robot could do my job, and I'm like, air could do my job. You know? We were doing something cool at Chili's. We were supporting St. Jude's Children's Cancer Research. They do this every year. And we got shirts, and they said, can't stop, won't stop fighting for St. Jude. But we only did it for 3 weeks. Which meant we can and would stop fighting for those children. July 15th, everyone. If you haven't beaten cancer by then, I don't know, try Applebee's, you know? It's not our problem anymore. We try. The good thing about working at Chili's was you got half off the awful food. So you're like, I don't want queso, but I guess I'll eat it. It's 50% off. But not all jobs get that. And I realized that when I went to the Holocaust Museum. Because I had a very uncomfortable experience. I was standing in this room and they have dead children's shoes. It's very like depressing. And then the security guard started talking to me about the Lakers. And I was like, doesn't seem like the time, you know? Seems weird. And then I realized, like, okay, I gotta give this guy some sympathy. Like at Chili's, if there's a bad customer, I can go into the back and complain. If you work at the Holocaust Museum, you can't just like complain in the back, you know, be like, oh my God, those ladies losing it by the dead kid's shoes again, you know? What do you get, 50% off at the gift shop? Like, oh great, another Auschwitz tank top, you know? Rip off the sleeves, make it a muscle tank, you know? Just an emaciated Jewish boy with the phrase, do you even lift, bro, on it? All right, thank you very much. I've been Kid Fach. Get up to your host, everybody.